Oh, it'd help if I clicked the right start screen. There we go, there we go. Okay, so let me fix a few things. Well, actually the planing stop can stay up for right now. So I was a busy little beaver yesterday. Thank you. Slarty can attest to that. She heard me cursing all day long. I mean, the first thing I was gonna do was ask my mods to start a poll on clean shaven or Roy Underhill. We're gonna solve this one in real time. So, Mecca, I think you've got a pretty good hold on how to do polls. So, clean shaven or Roy Underhill. That'll start the discussion there. Oh, I gotta go find a bow now. So yesterday, because we're doing the Craftsman's Guild Challenge off screen, I started making templates and I realized I really need a bandsaw. So these are just little 1/4 inch plywood templates for the legs. Would help if I looked at what I was putting up, because that's completely wrong. There we go. For a chair that basically does this thing. Man, I can't wait till I have a camera that I can move. Let's see. That does something kind of like this. It's just a little relaxing seat and I can play around with the pivot point here a little bit until I get, yeah, something kind of like that. Oh, mobile can't handle it. Well, we can wait. I mean, this is basically how it's supposed to go together. You just do something kind of like that. Figure out your pivot point. They're actually really comfortable. It's kind of like a little field recliner. I've used them before. I just never built one. One of the people I reenacted with, called Troll, always had chairs like that, so I had no reason to actually build them, but I haven't reenacted in forever. Well, the seat is kind of up because it just kind of lowers your butt down to the ground. I know you won't like it, that's why we're building yours different. And then I also built this. I finally took the hardware I had for my pinch rods and built them. So, you know, I can finally just measure diagonals, lock it in, and then make sure that diagonals are good. But it made me realize just how different shellacs. I hate that fucking brush. So this is orange shellac on mahogany, and I don't know how well this is going to show up. And then blonde shellac on mahogany. It's just a little bit lighter, but with blonde, but it looks to the eye like in real light to the eye. It's much better with the orange. I think garnet would look even better on the mahogany. Give me a second here. I think this might. But it is just a orange shellac on it at the moment. Give me a quick second here. That's very interesting. The knob doesn't want to go in. Make sure I'm not stripping it out on accident. In fact, it's probably just cold. We will play with that in a bit. I think it's just cold. Because it was fine yesterday. But either way, we will put the pinch rod aside for now, because the thing we've got to do is a long, long rip cut, which requires me moving the toolbox again. Which is why I will be building a rolly base to this thing soon. Because I cannot be doing this every day. It's mobile, it's easy to move, but it sure as heck is not something you want to move every single time you need to use a saw bench. Oh, do we actually have it? Okay. I want to see what's going on here. Although my vote probably doesn't count. Let's see what we got here. Moving the pinch rods a little bit more. Actually, just put them over here. All right. All right. Yes, I know I have the correct one this time. I'm pretty sure I had the correct one last time. Honestly, I've had multiple types of beards. In college, I was known for just having whatever beard I felt like at the moment. Handlebar, goatee. I've shaved candy canes and shamrocks and other shapes into my beard. Christmas trees. All right, so we need to rip this thing into two pieces. Right down the middle. Ooh, tea is still a little too hot. And this is where a saw bench like this excels, because I've got both sides supported and a nice little cut through the middle, so I can just do a long rip cut and hope for the best. Now I just realize I need some way to read you guys. There we go. Now I can at least read you from here. This one's going to wear me out just because it is ripping. Ripping seems to always wear me out more than crosscut. Where are we at? Let's see, we got mutton chops or baby clean. Oh gosh. Not many people want the Roy Underhill, it looks like. Did I do lines on all sides? I did. Okay, so I can at least check if I really wanted to. Up. What are we doing here? Why I can't see it on here? Let's see. Okay, now it's Roy Underhill or Baby Clean. Oh, this is getting interesting. I guess you put in mutton chops to play with Boyd there. Wow, Nail. But then again, you are the banner. No, I'm just joking. So, Tinkerer, there is a poll up about what my shaving stream will be, whether it's a full clean, whether it's a Roy Underhill push broom mustache, or if it's going to be mutton chops. Apparently, there's a third option. Oh, good God, no. That would last all of like 20 minutes before I even it out. Well, that's all right, Nail. I remember you banning people left and right before Mecha got the power to ban. I think Mecha got banned a few times just randomly. And that's why I was joking. This is getting interesting. Sorry for the boring stream, but this has to get done. Well, I mean, this is a larger sample size than the 3 votes I got early on in the Discords. This is the cherry, 2-inch thick cherry that I had gotten. Right now I'm ripping them into being the front chop and the back chop of the Moxon Vise. Yeah, go ahead with the 2 winners. Because we got a tie, go ahead and run it with the 2 winning. Oh, I wonder why you have unchanged in there. I mean, this is more of a charity thing than anything. I need to have something shaved off. It's for the kids. For the children. Won't somebody please think of the children? Let me take the Jorgies off because they are obviously just going to fall off anyways. But yeah, according to the shipping, I should have the camera that will not allow me to roam here tonight, so I can probably test it out, have it working by Wednesday. Also, I'm getting the new cable for the top-down cam. I'm hoping that since it's a different type of interface, it will take away the vertical tearing. I mean, I'll do a snidely. That's easy. I already have length. I mean, I almost said, screw it, I'll just do what I want to do and cut it to a goatee and a mustache and just do big old handlebars. Let me see if I can get you guys a good picture of this, but my ripping has gotten way better than when I started because I am able to follow this line all the way down. I'm not wavering or anything. My saw is literally like, the left side is literally eating right against the line the entire way down. So partially, not a sharp saw, and partially, if I'm doing long rips, I really need to bring this boy back out. My first big project is actually stupid useful. Considering I used this saw bench to build the big boy bench. Actually, that's about normal for me. Unless I get a raid or something, 7's about, like 5 to 10 is about where I'm usually at. Not complaining, I'm actually happy about that. That's good for someone who just sits here and hand tool woodworks and talks to himself and sips tea. Wishes he was Roy Underhill. I will miss it, but I know it grows back fast, so like within a month I'll have at least a decent beard again. I also voted. So who won if you take one off of Roy Underhill? Yeah. We could do that, and I can not vote, or vote depending on whether or not it's an even number of even/odd number. I can cast a tiebreaker. There we go. This first one I actually did voted, which is why it tied probably. Baby bottom. This is not no baby bottom. This is manly bottom. I know, baby bottom smooth is what won. So if you want to hold off and do another one, cool. I'm not going to stop you here, Mecca. But if we don't do another one, I guess baby is what won. Yep. I just wanted to be cheeky with my cheeks. All right, guys, we're halfway done. Man, if I had like a number 4 rip saw, we'd be done like 10 minutes ago. If I had a 4-point. Yeah, but you don't want revolting children. Children are mean, man. Children are mean. They'll revolt if they don't get clean shaven. They'll throw down the Lego caltrops of doom, although I can retaliate just as such. Plus, the entire guild is waiting for this. They actually do want to see this happen. Whether or not they want to see it actually, or they're just like, hey, when's that happening? They are following up. Get you past that. Yeah, putting a little more set into this, I think, helped a lot too, because it's not giving me anywhere near as bad of clogging issues. I mean, I've got Technic as well. Lego Technic. Never really liked Lego Technic. Why are you binding now? Why are you binding now? Oh. Get you centered over the, may have been eating into the saw bench there. Wait, is there? Okay. so if you haven't noticed, I've been going in at a gradual angle and then steepening up and back cutting. The reason I'm doing the gradual angle is it gives me a lot more reference to what was referenced as flat. And then the steep angle just kind of helps speed it up a little bit when it gets a little too shallow. And then I drop it back down for the shallow angle again. All right, gotta hydrate. Gotta hydrate. Let's see what we got here. Like I said, I won't vote this time. We'll see what happens. One second. Okay, it's on. Ease on. It's on like a pirate hat. And especially when I'm getting closer to my body, referencing off of as far back as possible is good. Just so I don't start twisting because I'm getting closer to my body. All right, have a good one, Disturbed. Oh, looks like we've got, wow, Jesus, like, and the choice between Clean Shaven and Roy Underhill, dang. I guess I'll need to wear a flat cap right afterwards, right? Just to complete that Roy Underhill look. If that's who, because I mean, right now it's commanding lead. Well, let me spin that board a little bit, otherwise we're going to start hitting the bench again. I mean, there's a lot of votes, actually. Wait, we're up to 14? Wow. Okay, at this point, it's getting too close to my body. So we start again on this side. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, it does. Also, my project one also changes it. I didn't have time to fix the orientation of the photo for that one, but well, we just need to get a camera out and start taking pictures then. Or I need to start digging up the pictures of them. Oh, I don't think you're getting enough enjoyment out of this. Let me see if I can get you more pirate hat for your money. Of course not. I got to back up a little. There we go. All right, Roy Underhill it is. I just got to clean up the space for shaving, and I'll get to announcing when that actually is going to happen. Oh no! Okay, we're going back this way. I should have never spun it. Somebody hugged to different sides of the lines. See what this looks like on the other side at this point. Oh dear fucking God. This is, oh. Fuck. Never gonna fucking come apart that way. Finish the cut on this side. Otherwise we're Yeah. There will be. Luckily there's room for error with this by about 1/2 inch. I really didn't. I would rather have the 1/2 inch not be because I gotta flatten the board. Okay. Well, that's a spoiler of a mood. So, this side looks fine, except for the fact that it starts out square and goes a little cockeyed by the end of it. This side, on the other hand, you know, you got this nice little chunklet here. Let's see if you can kind of see it there. If you look at the other side, it started out cockeyed to begin with. So we're just going to have to join the edges and see what happens. This is probably rear face. But, as I said, for right now, it's still fixable. So I'm not too worried about it. It's still fixable. And probably the hardest part is now complete. Put the saw bench back up. Put the toolbox back on the saw bench. Continue to wonder why I don't have the rolly bench yet for the saw bench. All right, open the toolbox up. There we go. Reason why I'm like, it's not that big of a deal, like I said, it's over 1/2 inch long, thick. And we are going to take this off now, because we have done a good bit with the pirate hat on. If you want it back on, you know what to do. Waste your points. No, I'm just joking. Now, it's joining time. Because, well, that one's going to be a beast because I got to join all the way down to that saw mark. But one of the chops per my design can be shorter, so I'm not too worried. But dang, that wore me out. Here comes the fun part. All right, put you up here. Let's make sure you're not really all that warpy, even though when I bought you, you were not warped. Do-do-do, do-do-do-do. I mean, I bought it strictly because of how nice it was. Jesus, I had a good eye in the shop then. Okay. We double check the back, because at this point I think we can just, it may be S2S, I may have grabbed S2S. doggy. No face flattening. That means we just join the edges. Get these babies at 90 degrees. Let's do, doesn't really matter. Let's do this one first since it's less stable on this side. It's just big and awkward. It's not all that heavy. I'm really carrying it like this. That's why I'm like, ugh, because I'm literally locking my arms as wide out as possible. It's only maybe 100 pounds fully loaded at the most. Well, hello, pain. Don't. Well, let me start addressing things here. And excellent chance. Glad to see you're in here as well. I mean, I'm not going to say no to snack delivery. Not going to say no. All right, so we're going to see what we can do with the big boy. Okay. We may need to use the number 5 first, just to start knocking down sides. Where is, there you are, the straightenator. Good. Okay. Start down here. Yeah, this may not be. This is not good for edge joining. Never mind. Watch me make mistakes on basic joinery. All right, but we do need to take this entire corner down until about here. So let me bring you up to speed. Hello. Okay, there. Sorry. Sorry for the loud noises, dear. Hand come out like thing with cookies. I mean, fine.
I can't tell where the camera is.
It's fine, it's right there. Mini cake. Ooh, is this a coffee cake?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, caffeine.
The delay is like 10 or 20 seconds.
Oh, I know.
Was this broken? Could it not be fixed?
It's, I mean, if you want to use that,
Does it just need new batteries or is it?
yeah, it just needs new batteries, but I don't ever use it. Taking down that edge, taking down the edge. So what I'm doing right now is just kind of carving down this hive spot with Senor Jointer. Ooh, that cherry smells nice. Because it is way, until you get to about here. Really, like I almost immediately went out of straight. Yeah. But I am getting better at ripping. I'm just not good at it yet. But if anything, I am definitely doing fine with plane work. Plain old woodworking, as you would call it. It's just a coffee cake. Scotch pies? Wait, Scotch pies? What? What's a Scotch pie? Sorry, I have to ask now. Oh, look at that reversing grain. Nice and smooth here, rumbly here. Yeah. I can always set it a little bit thinner. Shaving. Right now we're trying to flatten the baby out, and it's getting there. Actually, I'm glad I'm not ripping anymore. Ripping is like the one thing that I don't like doing, so. Back to planing, which is what I do best. Yep, nice little patch of reversing grain right in the middle of the board. That's gonna be fun. All right. Oh, we getting there. We are getting there. And I really like the planing stop now. Like, I started using it for this, for edge joining, and I really like it for it. Just set it up. If you notice, no clamps or anything. I'm just this little boy at the end is holding it. The board is holding itself by its own weight at the moment. Less fiddling, less fuss. There is that at the end if I catch, but not that big of a deal. You know what? You're acting like someone hasn't waxed you in a while. And that's actually very, very true. Check where we're at. Still a little high on that side, but nowhere near the like 1/4 inch that we were high. I could, but right now I'm just, like, it's very minimal tear. And right now I'm just trying to get it nice and right. Like at the end, like the amount of tear it is, I could take my number 4 and it'll be gone. Like it is so, ooh, whoa. We got someone. Oh, way cool. Thank you. Thank you for the resub, man. Cheers. I'm back at my old station, just planing away. Yeah, this guy just needed a little bit of wax on the bottom. I think he was running out of lube. Speaking of, I'm gonna have to either order / make more. I know how to make it, but it's one of those things that like, you have to have basically you gotta have a dedicated thing to make it in, and I don't feel like destroying dishes. Because near boiling linseed oil and beeswax, it's a fun time. I'd rather just buy it from Wood by Right for the cheap amount that he has it for. Yeah, here, let me show you what I mean by like, it is minimal tear out. It's not even something I'm really worried about because if my triplane is doing what it's doing, the 4-plane, like, here you go. Like, nice, beautiful, and then you can kind of tell right about here, this is still saw marks, but right about here you can just barely start to see some tear out. So like a smoothing plane will get rid of that. I'm not worried about it at all. And once I put some wax on the plane, it started working correctly. But man, way cool, thank you. I said, you don't have to. I appreciate every last subscriber. And like I said, the stream's gonna be getting a little bit different here soon. Not terribly different. Hopefully by the end of the day, I will have an OBS cam to track me when I do something like that. Oh, because I won't have to go up here and go, well, you're not seeing enough and fiddle around with the laptop. I'll be able to just let it set it and let it just track me. Top cam's gonna have a small boom arm here soon, so I can just pull it and have it just top down pull it. And I'm getting a different cable so I can bypass the real cheap video, HDMI video input, whatever it's called, capture card, because the capture card I think is the source of the tearing for my top down. So we are upgrading a little bit, but I'm gonna like the OBS cam because I think it's got an actual wider view, which means, and also I can set it back farther, which means you'll be able to see more of the bench, more of me, a little bit more. You might even see the Dutch tool chest with the OBS cam. Like I said, I'm going to be playing around with it a lot, see what the best thing is. But yeah, Dutch tool chest is, right now, that's its living space while I'm working. And right now we are working on my Moxon vise. This is chop 1, chop 2, and you missed me cursing because I can't saw straight worth a ding, and I screwed up on chop 2, but we'll fix it, don't worry. It's fairly fast to fix something like that. And I'm not fixing it with a saw because it's liable to just get worse. If I'm just gonna plane it away, probably while you guys aren't watching, because it's gonna be a whole lot of planing. Or, how far in is that? That's a little far. It's not that far. We'll double check and see, but I might still make that the front vise because the front vise has to be a little bit shorter on a portion of it. Or it might be the back vise and that just might be the part I cut out like that. We'll see. Like I said, there are ways around this. because the front shop's going to be 25 inches. That'll give me about 19 inches of wiggle for board widths. All right. Also, I built a set of pinch rods, so now I can measure diagonals again without having to do measuring tape. But since I couldn't cut straight, we are currently planing out the slightly diagonal face cut that I gave it, because it's slightly lower on the side facing me on this top cut, and we are getting that true. Come on. You're a little thick. Okay. Spin it back down. I don't think I could do much wider than a 4/4 board with this plane without having to double over. I would have to get a 7 or an 8, which has a wider blade. I think an 8 is probably what I would need to get. I'll just jump it up to an 8 and be done with it. How are we doing? We are ever so slightly out. Basically, if I kill the edge a little bit and then plane out these saw marks, we'll be there. And if you're wondering why I'm not over the entire board with my plane and I have it off to the edge, it's because I'm nicking this side down so that when I come back, I just plane until I see a full width shaving, and then I know I've hit everything, and I've preemptively just knocked down the corner. Well, hello, Fitch. I mean, depending on what he's refinishing, I mean, metal bath could be good or bad. Let me fix this handle. The thing continually like comes loose. It really depends on like a massive metal bath. You said this is just a vanity. It's probably the easiest way to strip everything off, but it really depends on what the finish was and what kind of stripper he's got to use, because some strippers do not react well with metal. But I mean, if it's old, it's probably shellac, and hell, just throw alcohol on it and it'll come off. It is a legit technique. I don't know enough about the piece to know if it's the right one. Oh, then it's probably just to catch the stripper and all of the finish that falls off so that it's not. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's probably just because that's the one where they just kind of where stuff popped out and you just had to glue it back together. That was probably hide glue, which means it's an older. It's probably not polyurethane. Polyurethane, there is no stripper that's going to take it off very easily. That won't destroy metal. That's probably shellac or lacquer of some form, which comes off with various chemicals that doesn't destroy metal. I mean, shellac, if you're aggressive enough, alcohol will take it off. I think lacquer is usually mineral spirits. Yay. Riding down that middle. Getting there. I'm also not really a refinisher kind of person, so it's take my advice with a grain of salt. Because the stuff I refinish is stuff that I already know how it was finished in the first place, so I don't screw things up. Okay, we gotta. Gotcha. Come on. There we go. We're getting down to actually edging it now. Whee, what time is it? Oh wow, 11:20. I was hoping I wouldn't have this much edging to do on it, but I mean, let's face it, I suck at ripping. And the only way to get better is to do it, so do it on this project where specifics aren't important. It's just important that I get 18 inches of board space plus some growth to be able to clamp. Ooh. Come on. We're getting close. So ever so close. To the point where if I get rid of these saw marks, I think I'm done. Do. Yep. Something I haven't checked though, but I'm almost certain it's fine because of how long this plane is and how long this board is. Okay, that's why it's skipping. That's why we're getting a little bit of skip, is it's not completely flat. So yeah, once I pull a full shaving, but it's not humped in the middle, which is good. So once I pull a full shaving front to back, we're good. Once it starts acting correctly. There we go. Getting closer. What was that? Okay. Yeah, that middle section is starting to disagree. But I think we made it to the point where I can do joinery. Okay. Let's clean up the, well, all right. Not be a fool. Let's mark some faces. Clean up this side a little. All right, same thing. Slightly. I'm actually kind of glad we got Seribot just for random stuff like that. Okay, just slightly higher on this side. Not as bad as the other side, but slightly. Like I said, this is more of just kind of make it right and take these rough saw marks off. And make the cherry look beautiful instead of hairy. Oh, looks way better now. Oh, geez. Okay, so this side is definitely out of kilter. Yeah, never mind. Let's just... Come on. Now let's see. If we knocked it. Oh yeah, that helped a lot. Just knocking that corner out. There must have been a branching here, because like right in the middle of the board is where everything changes direction briefly. Yep, hairy cherry. Nah, just the rough sawmill marks is all. Come on. Some people may not like the fact that I'm leaving like teeth marks from my planing stop on the wood, but honestly, I kind of like it because once it's built and everything, if there's teeth marks on it from using a planing stop, it means I definitely suffered. I guess is the good term, or that I actually try to build it this way. I don't have a joiner or a planer. I have me. Okay. Okay, so yeah, a little bit here. And then, thank you for the shout outs there, Mecca. Thank you. Yeah, cherry's one of my favorites. Honestly, as bad as it sounds, if I could have mahogany, I would be working with that all day long. I know some people say they don't like working with it because of the squirrely grain, but it works fine for me. Maybe I just pick out the straight grain stuff, and that's probably what's happening. But also, it's not old world mahogany either, which old growth mahogany is kind of almost impossible to get. Cherry is a good cabinet wood though. Like, for the longest time, cherry was sold as the wood for cabinets. Now people are going to, I think, oak now. Come on. Let me back it a little. There. I was about to say, Slarty's not going to come up with anything. She is yet to dive into that avenue. Fitch will, though, if you want to shout out Fitch. She does stream. She doesn't stream crafting, but she does stream. She streamed, well, like I said, for me it was, I believe, a lot of video games that I saw her stream. She is a member of the LARP I attend. For those random weekends that I say, yeah, not streaming, I'm going to be too tired. That's pretty much the reason. Well, hello, Kat. Hello, Kat Stokai. If I could remember what Stokai meant, I would be a happy person, but alas, my French does not last that long. Socks. Okay, let's double check. I think we have hit good on this board. Okay. No, we have not. But now it'll be easier because Irish. Okay. I can't remember things. I knew I'd seen it somewhere. I'm just had no clue where. I thought it was from French class. I am wrong, as always. Just ask Slarty. I am wrong, as always. Are you actually over in Ireland? If you mind me asking? Oh, awesome. One of these days I need to just take video footage of me doing this and make it like the loading screen, the screen starting, or even just a redeem like notification. That's fine. I don't pretend to play, I know the politics. So, I don't know one from the other, and I just assume Ireland as the entire island at the moment when someone says they're from Ireland. I don't really ask north or south, whether it's Ireland in the UK or Ireland by itself. I don't try to start that conversation because, like I said, I can't remember which one's which, actually. Very true. It is easier to draw. Where are we at? Just a little more. Well, I can get you plenty of rulers. I think my specialty is in folding rulers. You know, these nice little boop, boop. I don't know why, but I went crazy and bought a lot of them. Yeah, come on. Well, this side's much prettier. All right, one face down, 4 faces to go. We'll do the same thing I did here. Double check to make sure this guy is straight or not twisted, and then we'll start planing. All right. Because that's going to be a pain in the tuchus. Right there, my mistake will be pain. Okay, double check the other side. I think I did get S2S on accident, which, I mean, explains the price, but also makes things easier because all I got to do is smooth plane the front and the back. Yeah, okay, so edging this board and then we'll have another chippity chop to play with. But for the next LARP there, Fitch, if you're still here, got a bunch of mahogany flakes, mahogany shavings to throw in the fire. Oh, this is gonna be fun. I should definitely attack that one first, even though I don't want to, because it's gonna take forever. Forever. Okay, one second. Let me read the grain here a little bit, see. We're gonna have a fun time there. Probably want that at the front of the board. Okay, looks like it's rising here, falling. Oh, awesome. It changes a few times. Let's put this at the back because that's where I need to get rid of the most. And as much as I don't want to, it's gonna need it. We just need to chunk away. Let me make it a little bit lighter. Fish. Oh, it's pronounced fish. Okay. Gotcha. We'll see. I'm just trying to be nice and not use people's names. Whether or not you realize that Slarty Bartfast is actually the fiance. I'm not using her name, period. But just so you know. Well, I mean, I just call you Cat. I mean, the only way I'm going to sing Al is if I do it in Married with Children kind of stuff. Ow! Gotcha. That's fine. Like I said, just being respectable. Because some people don't want that kind of stuff out. Man, I love how this thing will just hog. Like I said, just trying to get this off first, which is going to be a while, because Fish Fiction. Brought to you by Finding Nemo. Brought to you by Fish Fiction. Now let's make this easy on self and start breaking that extra portion off now that it's no longer super thick. Hey look, rising grain, good. that made it easier. All right, now we know about where we're headed to. Did it look something kind of like this, or was it even weirder? Because I know there's a weird one that, like, and all of Stanley's, and I don't want to say all, but like their little planes like this, all of them have a plastic cap now, which kind of is, it's a price saving point, but it also doesn't help because you need weight on those things. Without the back handle, okay. Okay, I didn't know they made those. Now I'm just chunking away at it because of the screw up I had here. We're just going to chunk away until we get something that works. Yeah, Mecha would be your best guess. He is the repository of tools. Tool knowledge, I should say. Ooh. It's got some interesting figure right there. All right. Well, she's off to doing what she wants to do, most likely painting. I'm thinking, or something more fun. Who knows? Have a good one, dear. And this is why I said most likely this was going to get done off stream, but might as well do. Oh, shower. That's what she's doing. If you say so. I like the fact that our characters in LARP aren't like tied at the hip to each other. And also, if she finds out stuff about my backstory or in-game, it's going to be interesting. Because my backstory is not clean. And she's very much her character is very much a lawful kind of person. Cleaning up this mistake. That's not a mistake. It is intentional. It's a happy accident. No, wait, that doesn't make any sense. But it's a happy accident nonetheless. You just work with what you gave yourself. And the reason I'm not worried about this dip is because this is a very long plane. It's got a nice reference area. So if it's cutting up here, it's because it's level with this step here. Yeah, well, thank you. I'm just glad she's okay with me being like in a wood shop for a good portion of the day as well. Okay. We need to take down this side. Before I go any further, start doing that. Or that we don't have to have hobbies directly linked to each other, or all hobbies don't have to be together. She has her alone time, I have my alone time, and we are happy. Let's see how we're doing here, since this is definitely out of square. Better. Yet I wouldn't buy any hand plane that has plastic parts, period. They're not going to last. To tell you the truth, when Dad gave me my smoothing plane, this number 4 that you see me use actually quite a lot, this is from 1921, I believe. He had given me like a small block plane as well, but it was, you know, out of like Ace Hardware or something like that. And like, I mean, it did have a cast iron base, it had a plastic top. The plastic top was giving way. It was just, it was a mess. And I mean, it was only maybe 10 years old. Yeah, I would not buy a hand plane with plastic parts ever. Especially if it's a really old hand plane with plastic parts. Because the plastic they had back then is a very brittle type of plastic called Bakelite. And here we go. I did modify my dad's number 4 slightly, because they didn't all come with brass turning knobs. Here's your Bakelite knob on a metal core. I immediately changed that out to brass, because I knew that over time, if it hasn't already, it's going to shear itself off. Let me get this, the other planes out of the way. And here's the thing that I like about having my tool chest. Let me get the other planes out of the way. Oh look, they are completely out of the way. I don't have to worry about them anymore. Very true, yeah. It's just one of those things that, like I said, I look out for on old Stanley planes. They may have Bakelite knobs. If they do, they're not hard to replace, because you can find the old brass ones fairly easily. Okay, where are we at? Yeah, most of the tear out there from that is gone. Oh, yeah, no. I am not a metal worker. I assume that was not a fun time. Gotta say, like I said, I'm really liking that. I'm like, okay, let's start using the planing stop for edge joining. I don't know why I wasn't doing it, why I was clamping it in here and hitting it here, when if it's got a sufficient weight, this is great. And if I really need it to clamp down somewhere, I could always find a way to put something in here and jam it up. Yeah, but I do, on vintage Stanley stuff, if I see Bakelite, that's one of the first things I replace. Because Bakelite really doesn't have that long of a life, but nobody knew about that at that time. It was this newfangled awesome thing called plastic. It was man-made, we didn't have to refine it or anything, it was cheap, it was awesome, it was powerful. But it also, like early plastics like Bakelite have like a 50-year lifespan. Which means after about 50 years, they're probably gonna die. Break down, like, in all honesty, Bakelite's better for the environment than some modern plastics are. Because they break down. But in terms of tools, I don't want it to break down. Well, my screw up is almost gone. Huzzah! In all honesty, the chops probably aren't going to be that different in thickness after I get done fixing this. Oh, Fish. Sorry, Fish. Steph, if you're still here, because I know you weren't here earlier, there is a Craftsman's Guild challenge that's going on. I'm not working on it on screen, but it's called a set of something. And I was like, well, me and Slarty kind of need camping stuff, or better camping stuff. So recently I made a template for myself for a collapsible chair. Basically what happens is it'll be these with runners and they lock into each other like that. And then when you store them, you can just go shoop and put the seat end in, and they just store in this like nice little U. So hopefully, and well, the Craftsman's Guild Challenge ends right at the end of February, so my goal is actually to have it done before the first event back, so that I can have that chair, and we'll have a folding table that just pops up and just trunk. So we'll have chair and tables, and we'll have something unique for me and Slarty. And I won't have enough time for what else I want to do, because I want to make more campaign style furniture where I can have like a pop-up bookcase or an unfolding bookcase to sell wares at, because my character is a merchant. I think that would be just fun to have that done. Like, my woodworking side gig is starting to feed into my other hobbies. I'm also hoping for a return of geese, if the DMs will allow it, because that was just funny. Yep, get back on that horse. We're getting there. We just have this little bit of a divot here. So we're going to lose about 1/8 of an inch in thickness based on that from where we are now. We probably lost 1/4 of an inch from the beginning. We're relatively flat, but not completely, which is fine. It just means wail away on this side. It's also the side that's deepest here on this cut, which is nice. That means I can stop second guessing. Let's see if I have one. No. I've thought about getting one. Thank you for the note there, Mecca. Let's find out. This guy is able to go up about, what, 4 inches anyways. Sorry for the loud noises. That should be a little bit fatter. Honestly, the longer I've been working on this, the more I think using Osage Orange for the mallet was a good choice. As much as I abuse this thing, I think that's minimal wear to me. Like, I mean, I use it to chop mortises, I use it to lift and drop that, use it to put cases together. Yeah, and I've thought about buying them because I can get that cam style at the Woodcraft near me. I just haven't put money down yet. Because I really want to get those last 2 chisels in the chisel rack here. It's just staring at me going, you don't have the 3/8 of the 5/8 yet. But then again, I mean, tools are going to haunt me anyways because I want to get the other, I want to get the modeler rasp and the rat tail rasp so I can make a little rasp hanger as well. Yeah, actually, I could DIY them if I really wanted to. I also found, if you've ever watched Wood by Right on YouTube, he has these old-timey wooden bar clamps. I actually found a couple in an antique store nearby, and I'm hoping they're not gone by the next time I have a paycheck because I would love to buy those. Big old cast iron wooden beam bar clamps. Ah, much better. Thank you, Mecca. It's better, but let's make it higher. Okay, 1 second. Sorry for the long noises. There we go. Let's try that. Well, then you're gonna love when I start doing giveaways again, there, Kat, because Mecca and I have basically been talking about it. I'm gonna start making like just marking gauges and panel gauges. Like, I mean, this is probably my most used marking gauge. It's simple, it's an old Stanley. I mean, it's wood everywhere, but what I'm hoping to do is make panel and marking gauges closer to what this is, where, you know, you've got, you know, nice wood, brass parts on it, possibly to get around having to have a thumb screw on all of them, just use these ebony piano keys I have and make ebony, I can't even think what they're called now, wedges. Starting to hit that edge where the saw is, and it's not having any. There is some nice figure in this piece. That's not tear out, that is, this may become the front, because this definitely has some nice figure to it. I'm gonna have to surface plane it a little bit to get the figure out, but oh my God. Let's see if I can get you guys to see this. I don't know. It's very lightly figured. There we go. You can just barely see it on camera. But there is some nice figure happening on this. And it's not tear out. Yeah, that is actual figure. Just some rays, just very flecking rays. Oh yeah, this is cherry. For a couple reasons. A, I like cherry. And B, it was the straightest, cleanest piece of 7-foot 8-quarter that I could find. Because I did look at other things. I looked at oak, I looked at maple and all this other stuff. This was literally the cleanest, straightest piece. And so far, I'm very happy that it was the cleanest, straightest piece because I don't actually need to de-twist these boards. I just need to join them. They came pre-de-twisted. No twist in the boards. Just a very little bit of figure, which is fine with me because that'll make me silently happy about working with it, because you don't get that kind of stuff with yellow pine. So having one of my vices be slightly figured cherry is kind of nice. Very light figure, but figure. Okay. There is a little bit of reversing grain right there at the very beginning. But it's not tearing out, except right there. I don't even know if that's tear out or if I haven't even cut it yet. Kind of deal. Yeah, that right there is tear out. But it's minor. It's one of those, I can take a smoothing plane to it and it'll be gone. Squareinator, where you at? There we go. Yeah, the names I give my tools are stupid, like Squareinator. Okay. Okay, we're a little out of square there. Oh, it's 12 o'clock. I didn't even realize it was 12 o'clock. Maybe I should be eating lunch. Hey, JFG. We are working on a Moxon vise. Ever so slowly. Thank you, Mecca. Right now, we just got done cutting the chops. Here is chop number 2. And I'm just joining up the edges on them. I think once I'm done joining the edges, I think I might be calling it a day. But then after that, we're probably going to be cutting, well, no, let me not lie. After getting the chops nice and squared away, we're probably going to be edge joining the other 2 pieces and then cutting sliding dovetails. Because we're going to have, like, say this is the back chop. We're going to have 2 legs going out this way with sliding dovetails going this way, and then a tabletop on top of it that will also, actually the tabletop will probably join in with sliding dovetails, and there'll be dowels in here, just for expansion's sake. And then there's probably going to be a little bit chopped off here where we can just clamp it down with our, actually I never even checked this. Somebody's going to have to drill more holes in their bench. I don't have wide enough holes to clamp this down yet. That just means I got to get the 3/4 inch bit out and bit and brace it away. Am I worried? Not really, because I could probably use these, or I can use a couple in the back. But I think we're going to get to having these guys have nice jointed edges, and then we're going to call it quits for the day. Just because there are other things to do around the house. Oh man, look at all this cherry. Does anyone need to like smoke some ribs or something? I can easily get you some wood chips for cherry. I mean, that could easily be a side business for me. As much as I like cherry, I could easily sell my wood chips and shavings for smoking. Okay, to about here. Okay, we're getting a little round over there. That's good. All right. Heck, I didn't even think about this when Way Cool showed up, but I might actually be getting close to my first paycheck through Twitch here. Wonder what I'll buy with it. Chisels. I already upgraded all of my. I already upgraded, or am in the process of upgrading the AV stuff. So maybe just wood. Just because I got plenty of projects in cooking, maybe just wood. Champion of the show today is the number 6. See where we're at. Squarenator. Still good here. Okay. Just a little bit along this edge. I'm almost certain it's going to be something to do with that. Give me 2 seconds for a snack break here, guys. Look at all this stuff. But yeah, I'm glad I started using this guy. He's great. And gone are the days where I plane here and it just sinks down. It was because of the force. I may need to make like a dog and a cam in the future for this. In fact, that's the whole reason I drilled these holes down here, is to dog and cam it. Let's see if we have anything to cam it with. We may not. No. Nope, 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 nope. But I'm gonna have to remember to do that. Take some yellow pine and make some deep wedges so I can dog and cam. We need to make one that's bigger than what I have. Mine's only a 1/4 inch thick, the doe's foot. And I know that at a 1/4 inch thick, it was struggling at inch thick material. On the list of things to make, doe's foot. But right now, this is doing remarkably well. All right. Nope, that tear out is going away. That's good. Squarenator. Just a little bit off of this side. Okay. There we go. You're acting like you need to be sharpened. Then again, you know, I would actually, you need to be sharpened. Give me 2 seconds, guys. It actually does need to be sharpened. I'm surprised it's taken such clean shavings. That's probably part of the problem there. It isn't, but it's still decent. I mean, I started my stream on Linux and then I had to change it because OBS was not liking it in the end. Where you at? But it is a decent solution. Mainly the Linux computer I had wasn't powerful enough. So it really wasn't Linux's fault, it was just that laptop was not powerful enough to be doing streaming. Ooh, much, much sharper. Much sharper. That's probably going to cut like butter. Putting the sharpening stones back up. There we go. All right, let's get you all back together. Now comes the fun part of resetting the plane blade depth. But in all reality, it's what needs to be done. Okay, we were planing in this direction. Depth, a little more depth, cutting like butter. A little less depth though, because it is a little, there we go, that's the thickness I'm wanting to go for. It's amazing what sharpening does. Very amazing. Oh man. Woo. Woo, look at that figure. Ew, so sexy. Welcome to Twitch, where you can watch a man admire his wood. And it also reminds me, have I checked, am I a mature stream? Because I will make jokes like that all day long. Woo! Yeah, look at that. It's cutting the right way now. Just a little bit of tear out right there, which is what I expect with the way the grain's going there. With the kind of figure that's coming out here, one second. Let's do just a couple swipes here, see if that shows up too. Also, this is doing what it needs, what I was needing it to do earlier, so one second. Oh, I love this. Oh man, I wish. You guys can see it, right? The static cling. Yeah! Okay, there we go. Sadly, no real figure there. Oh, this side will have a ton. We're gonna, yes, I know it's, this actually needs to happen. I know it's marked as a reference, but this has so much tear out that I kind of want to do it. And it's reducing the tear out at this point, so, and it's gonna figure up real nice. Yep. Man, I love those days. Getting the nice static clingy curls. There we go. Yeah, just needed this thing just needed a sharpening. Thought I was putting too much force on it. Yeah, and all that tear out is now turning into beautiful, beautiful figure. Oh, I don't sweep the walls. I let them just eventually de-ionize and they'll fall off. Okay, let's check to make sure I didn't de-square it. Shouldn't have though. And I need to shut up. Oh, it even sticks to the sticker. Awesome. We should probably throw some over here so we got plane shavings, like right here, so we got plane shavings coming out of the plane. Come on. Dang it. Now it's a game. Yeah! Wow. Now it's a game. Okay. Okay. Let me get my pencil back out. Reference is still good. Here's the fun part. Nice and sexy, rough sawing. Time to get the rough sawing done. But I do like that. Look at all those wood shavings coming out of the plane. I'm going nuts. So now, before I start, let's be a good boy. Before I start, let's see what we got. Mostly straight, so just have at it for right now. Oh no, they're falling off. That's what I mean by I just let them de-ionize and they fall off. Well, you can definitely tell which part was lower. Okay, let's speed this up. Depth up a little bit. Because otherwise I'm going to be planing all day if I don't. If I don't put the depth up a little bit like that and start getting the planing marks out. Whew. This side not so figured, so now we know which side we want as top on both of them because one side is nice and figured and the other side is meh. And the figure was right down the middle of the board. Which means like the figure's only going to show up in the chops. We might have a little bit around these nods, but it's most likely just going to stay a minute tear out. Okay, now that the rough stuff's off, mostly, except for, you know, like right there, now let's check what we're doing. How much out of square did I throw you? Very interesting. Okay, cool. These are two, yeah. It only works when you start doing feathery stuff. That you get ionization on them. I found it out randomly like once because I was using my smoother. And I was like, wait, what? And I was just like, take them and just throwing it against the wall. And I was like, wait, that's stuck. Why did that stick? But seriously, anyone know a smokehouse that needs cherry chips? Okay, now let's back it off and get the nice sweet stuff. Oh, dang. There we go. Before I go any further, this is kind of nice. Square, square, square. Nice and jointed up. Okay, well, forgot to do this. There. Now, for the big reveal, how much different in width are they because I screwed up? One chop is we're gonna have to definitely look at that real quick. One's 4.5, and one's like 4 1/4. Not that big of a pain. We are gonna have to make, like right now they're not, we got a reference face and a reference edge. There is some cutting I need to do to make them parallel, but, oh yes they do. If Steph's still here, she would probably agree with that because I bring a bucket of my wood shavings to our LARP for the campfires because it will start anything. And then if we need to get rid of branches and leaves and other stuff, we have our little fire pit and I just take a handful of those shavings, especially if I've been doing pine because it'll have all of that nice pine resin in it too. So, with that, we've got chops going. Yeah, I don't know if you were there for the last one when I brought my 5-gallon bucket of shavings for fires, but everyone seemed to like the shavings that I brought for the LARP for fires. All right, so with that, I think we're gonna call it quits today, but who will we be rating to? Let's see, we got 29 and we got Rage Guitars. Cat Cam. Let's see, 29's making bracelets. And then let's go into Makers and Crafters, see who else is here because I don't want to just... I'll have to think about that. I don't really have a resin set up. Ooh, okay, here's a woodworker, but I'm not sure. He's definitely not English. Planke en te Cupra. We'll think about it. kind of feel bad because I really can't raid into Mecca because Mecca's here. But we don't know if Mecca's even going to be streaming today, so it's not that big of a deal. See, we got some knitters, model painting. Honestly, looking like 29 fireflies at the moment. I mean, rage is up, but it looks like it's mostly watching the CAD or watching the... That's all right, Cat. I understood you. Don't worry. So I think, yeah, we're going to raid out to 29. She is a hoot and a holler, so get ready. All right, have a good one, guys. Of course, it's rated for mature audiences. All of us are. We're not dumb. We all curse. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome, Kat. And we'll be back on Wednesday doing even more. Wait, is Wrench up? Or oh, Wrench was here. Hey, Wrench. I didn't even realize that. Oh, ooh, yeah. Definitely look for that. So guys, have a good one. Say hi to 29 for me.